It's not gone through, has it?
This has been my longest video ever to make. I'm gonna have to very carefully undress the bunny. I've made loads of tape and just dribble on me. Go to bed.
Oh, I don't wanna like
Hello. We've all seen the evolution of the human, you know, the picture of the monkey gradually turning into the human. In fact, some people claim that we're actually starting to go back to the monkey, or there's the other one where there's a person on their mobile phone like that. But did you know there is the evolution of the Lindt Bunny? Yeah, if you didn't know what a Lindt Bunny is, it's basically one of these. They're very popular around Easter time here in the UK. It's a chocolate bunny, basically. And it comes with a little jingly bell on it. It's got a little red ribbon. It's wrapped in gold, but the chocolate is milk. And they do a couple of other sizes. Check this out. Yes, you've got this one that I was just holding, which is actually quite a large one. You've got this one, which is actually probably the most common size one. And they also do a teeny weeny little one like that. The evolution of the gold bunny. Or is it? Now that's a bunny. How did this come about? Well, the other day I was in a garden centre. We actually spent nearly a whole day at a garden centre. That is when you know you've become an adult. We had lunch, we bought some stuff we didn't need, including this bunny. But I saw it and I thought, do you know what? That is fairly close to the Lindt Bunny. It's a sign. So we're gonna do something that I've never done before. And if I can nail this, or at least get past it, it opens up so much opportunity. This is a food grade safe silicone kit that I've ordered from Amazon. I'm worried because one, there's no instructions with it. I've got to follow a video online, which, meh. Two, it can be quite dangerous and hazardous. And three, I might not have enough. When I teased this on Twitter, the basic gist was people said you need to get a silicone mold around it and do it and then pull the polystyrene out. So I've never done this before, but if we can nail this, there's so many ideas I've always wanted to do. Like someone's just suggested you could like mold the pugs. I don't really want to put silicone on these guys, but could I mold my head? Yes, I already know how I would do that, but it's just using this stuff for the first time. So let's go out to the shops and get a bit more safety conscious. Oh yes, these are like what painters use to mix their paint, so I think this is going to be perfect. When did paintbrushes get so expensive? Look at that, £14 for a bit of hair on a stick. I like this one, this is called a rat tail. I'm going to use this one. Just pop into a craft store to see if I can get some red ribbon and maybe some gold foil for this bunny. Just felt. I haven't touched felt in years since I was at primary school. Might do it, actually. Got some crepe paper right at the back. The ribbon does have like a crepe paper effect to it. It's only £1, we'll get both. I found some gold tissue paper. I'm gonna get a few packs of that. You can't go wrong with a bit of gold wrapping paper either. This is way, way bigger than I need, look at this. But as always, safety first, right? Oh, wow. Okay, that's good, I like that. I mean, I've got so much of it. I'm doubling it up. Look how big that is still. That is nice and thick, so good protection from the worktops. Oh, yes. We're being professional. I really, really hope my door does not go whilst I'm wearing this. Oh, yes. Gloves as well. I actually don't need these on immediately because we're going to stick down the bunny and weigh out the compound. Yeah, so just a little bit initially to stop it moving whilst I work on the top part of it. So what happens is you have the main base element. This is 500 grams in weight, and the actual catalyst, this is the smaller pot, this is 50 grams, and the ratio is supposed to be 10 to 1 of that. So 550, that's your 10 to 1 ratio. I don't need to weigh it out, so I can put it all together, and that should be the mix. I just don't know if it's gonna be enough. So I'm just getting this out. I need to get it all out. And then we'll get the catalyst in there. That's blue colored, so I assume we're gonna be making a blue mold. All right, so in this goes. Oh, that's much more fluid. And look, the color. Ah, I've kind of made like a blue fried egg. Oh, it's stuck to my hand, brilliant. So let's just mix this together. I think we've got it. Oh my gosh, and I'm so glad that I opened the windows for some ventilation because that smells like a petrol station. So I guess I just coat my rabbit. It's actually easier to do it with me with stick rather than a rat's tail. Like I say, I've never done this before, but I feel that that's actually quite a good strength layer on there. It doesn't feel too thin. There's a little bit under this arm here that just keeps revealing the polystyrene, like a little armpit, but I keep topping it up. I think I'm just gonna get changed. I've put a particular focus around like the neck areas and the ears and stuff like that, but as you can see, it's still dribbling through, but I think I've covered it really well. And this bit should dry too, meaning that I've got some sort of sleeve, I guess. So that needs about 20 hours to dry out and set. So to give you some perspective, it's Friday morning. Mrs. Barry's at work and she's going away for the weekends with some friends. So I have Phoebe and Chloe for the whole weekend on my own. And I think the kitchen is now kind of out of bounds. So I'm gonna have to take him like around my mum's or something. I just can't move it. I don't want to risk it. Also, I hope it hasn't soaked into my worktop. But that's it for now. I'll see you tomorrow and maybe we'll fill this thing with chocolate. It's not what it looks like.
It's not gone through, has it? So how do you get the foam bit out?
Well, I've got to worry about that tomorrow.
Okay.
Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. It is Saturday. Mrs. Barry is away with her friends. So Daddy Daycare, we've done our things. The blue rabbit, we'll come to that in a minute. Hi kids.
Yeah.
What's going on?
We're playing on the Nintendo Switch.
Play on the Nintendo Switch, yeah. But only for half an hour, hopefully. So, the bunny or the rabbit, whatever. The bunny rabbit. First things first, I came down at 4 a.m, which is another good reason Mrs. Barry wasn't here, and I started touching it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's worked. And it's, if I can explain it, it's sort of clammy to the touch. It still feels sticky, but it's not. You might see there's a few bits of dribbles and things. That is because around by the ears particularly, there were some bits where it was starting to go white, where it was weak and dripping off. So it really did start to set with quite a weird, thick, chunky pattern on it. It looks like some sort of gothic bunny. And there is one little patch just up here that I tried to get, but it must have dribbled away again. So I might have to trim the ears off. That is, of course, if it works, because at 4 a.m, after this was done, I was like, oh no. I read a post from Patreon, so anyone that supports me on Patreon accesses the feed. I put a behind-the-scenes photo of this, and one person said that they hoped that I'd used silicone release spray. Now, where I bought this on Amazon, it said nothing about that. I've never done this before, so now that makes complete sense. You would have sprayed the mould in that first, then done this, and it should pop up with ease. I've no idea if the polystyrene has absorbed the silicone. It's just kind of, we've skinned it, which is the opposite of skinning a rabbit, isn't it? That's a wrong thing to talk about. Or perhaps it will come away. This is what I'm thinking, it's a bad thing. Look, check this out. This is a piece, you know, obviously just a little strip like that, and it's coming off. Yeah, that's great. It's staying as one, if I just give that a good pull. But look, it's pulling up the actual first layer, just a little bit, of the tablecloth. Now, I don't know if it's gonna do that to the polystyrene, because if it does, that's the whole blooming mold. If it doesn't, there's chocolate going in. This is a really sharp knife that I've got off Amazon called Zelite. They're really, really good. They're quite expensive, but I'm gonna need it. Wow, that's really thick there. Oh dear. I knew this would happen. Let's not worry about this just yet. Oh my gosh. That is coming away. It's weak. It's not the strongest. I probably should have put another kit on it. I've got another one on the way anyway. I don't care. But that, it is actually coming away. Look, it's actually coming off quite well. I can get it inside out and then give it a really good clean to get any polystyrene bits off. I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. I wasn't planning on this, but I think I'm gonna have to very carefully undress the bunny, which is a phrase Hugh Hefner would have said a few times. Oh no, I've got a rip. Oh my gosh. I'll try and clean it carefully and see where we're at. Because if not, I think with the release spray, in a few days' time, we'll definitely make that work. Well, there's something you don't see every day. It's holding most of the water. The good news is, I don't know if you can see the difference there, I've scrubbed it for a bit, but I have got a crack in the ear bit there. In fact, that was the bit that I missed. There's a crack there, and there's a big split there. And whereas the water is acting as the chocolate, it would work. It really would work. It would fill it out. I've got to work out how to hang it. So whereas I've made kind of like a cool new washing up glove, the blue rabbit, I will see you in a few days. 4 days later, I'm in my romper suit again. Mrs. Barry's just casually doing the washing up in the background. Right, mate?
Hello.
I've done one bit of mix first because it was taking a while for it to kind of start to stop dripping immediately. So I've been giving that like about 40 minutes just sat there before I even stick it on me bunny, which has now got separate ears. So we're going to do that separately. But to help it release, we've got some of this. Yep, I missed the postman this morning. I saw him, chased after him, and I grabbed my silicone release spray so I can start that this evening. We're going to put that on it. We're going to do a layer, and then we're going to do another layer to give it some more strength. And then we'll have our bunny. Right, that is the first layer done. I'm really impressed with this. I'm not sure because it's been a hot day, it's very warm in here, or whether that I let the actual mix stand because that's empty. If you remember the other day how I was constantly lifting it up on there, this went on there, it might have been the spray, it's just clung to it. So I had to work quite fast. We've got it completely covered and the ears as well, the tape removed. That looks kind of like the Sydney Opera House, doesn't it? I'm going to leave that to stand for about 2 hours, then do a second layer again on top. So a double coating of silicone. Oh, come on. So I've got 2 hours. I don't really want to get out of this, do I? I might just sit out in my garden and have a cup of coffee. It's pretty late now. We've had 2 layers on the ears and the bunny. Good night. Alright folks, it's the next morning, but I've just filmed 4321 part 6. I don't know which one of these videos you'll see first. Ideally this one. So there we go. I have had to move it to my dining table to fully set. I've been checking for any additional patches, anything that needs topping up. Particularly the ears, there's some pointed areas here, so I've doubled them up. I think it's going to be okay. This is it. If it fails, it fails. Good evening. It is 20 past 10 at night. Mrs. Barry's asleep on the sofa. Both the kids are asleep upstairs. The pugs are asleep just down there. I've got loads of chocolate. Both the moulds are there. I'm going to try and get them out and fill it with chocolate so it can set overnight because I'm basically going on holiday the day after next and it'll just get left. So I need to kind of do it or this is going to be put on hold till Easter next year. Because the food safe silicone was so expensive online, it would have been easier to put it in a bucket and poured it and just did a big old cast, right? But I've had to have a think, how am I going to actually do this? So I give you my sieve. So this, if I take this off, about 2 hours ago, this was my sieve that you've seen in many videos. I've ordered a new one online anyway. It was slightly broken. I've taken the mesh out. And I'm basically going to replicate what you just saw by holding loads of clothes pegs on to support it because I need to pour the chocolate in and leave it like that to set. I can't think of any other way I was going to bob it in water, but I need to get the gravity to help it set. But let's get them out of the moulds first. I'm hoping you can see there's quite a bit of movement there, that the spray has done its job, but I'm going to actually cut some of this polystyrene out. It's going to take a very, very, very long time. So I've got this and the bunny to do. We'll jump to empty moulds, hopefully. These are my ears. And look, despite the spray, there's still loads of polystyrene on it. So I'm soaking it in warm water again. Oh no, look how dirty that is. Despite all the polystyrene still being on it, I can only find one teeny hole. So it could still work. I know you just woke up, but look, if I pull it inside out, forget this, forget all that, it does make a blooming good bunny.
Oh,
and my ears.
Ears.
It's just dirty.
No one needs to know though.
They're watching. They're watching, I can't.
You spend so much time.
I've got one more day, tomorrow. What if I pour the melted chocolate in, let it set overnight, pull it out, pulling out all the horrible, nasty polystyrene, which could leave me with a clean butt. It could.
Clean bunny.
A clean belly.
Bunny.
Bunny.
Oh, sorry, I just dribbled on you.
Just dribbled on me. Go to bed. See, the ears sit perfectly in a jug. They're not going to get disturbed. That's why the lip works so well. I'm just going to bung some rough chocolate in there just to see if this works. Not sure if you can see, but I'm going to pray that my sellotape holds. My only hope here is that my experience of using chocolate before is it kind of has no prisoners. It grabs everything that it touches. So I really want to see if this will rip off the polystyrene. Hang on a sec. Even when it sets, I've got to try and push it out of that little hole. It's going to break the mould, isn't it? I'll stick it in the fridge and do it for fun in the morning anyway. Good morning, everyone. Morning, Chloe.
Morning.
I don't even know what I said to the camera last night, but I was up to 1:30 a.m. in the end. So basically, the chocolate went in, I let it set overnight, and this morning I've just washed it out, and I can reveal here are the ears with my little tape holding it together with a rip. The other side's fine. It's clean. I don't know if you can see in there. It's really clean, isn't it?
I see.
Can you see?
Whoa.
Whoa! It's basically, it's now a nice surface for it. So this morning I did the same to the bunny rabbit, and we are ready now to fill it with chocolate.
You could never live without chocolate.
I really could. I really could right now. Alright, so what I'm going to do is carefully dribble the chocolate in to the mould. It's going to take a very long time, but I want to make sure that it fills every single gap. Alright, tap, tap, tap. Just to level that off. And that's our ears. What do you make of that?
Amazing.
Alright, so my ears are setting. They spilt out, so I had to do a little clog of chocolate there, which is stem the flow. It's setting. I think the ears are going to work. This is the box that the 2 packs of the silicone 2-pack arrived in, and I've just tested. I want to have a viewing panel, but this will be a perfect dangle option. We're going to stick the bunny in, and we've kind of accidentally made the lip for that to sit in. There's just a potential hole there, so I'm just going to plug some chocolate on it. Nice.
That just looks like we got a dead rabbit.
Rabbit for dinner, folks. What are these?
These are the clothes pegs that you ordered me off Amazon, but they're hurricane. Oh,
not Becky proof. These are hurricane proof. So my plan was that I was going to clip them onto here if needed, but I don't need to because that lip is so strong. So yeah.
Fingers crossed. Oh
No. All right, here we go. It's going in. I just hope it's going to fill out to the shape of the face and not just do a round circle. All right, so I'm lifting it all up on the sides, and my plan was to maybe do a few layers like this, then let it set and a few more, and then it'll be hollow. But I think I might just pour it all in and just get one big full bunny. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do it solid, because then as long as this sustains the weight, it should kind of level off and give me a base anyway. I'm just praying that this holds the weight as I push it all in. Look, my hole's leaking. I need to sort that out urgently. Looks like little chocolate tears running down the rabbit, but I've put some tape on it to stop it leaking. All right, little update. The tape didn't work that well, but just like someone who's cut themselves shaving, I've got some kitchen towel and dabbed it on there, and it seems to be sustaining it way better than the tape. Okay, that little patch of kitchen towel has now turned to more of a serviette, but it does seem to be stopping it. You're suggesting using a plaster because it's still leaking, guys. This is not good. I've changed it. I've made loads of tape and... Well, it kind of worked. It stopped it. That's actually now stopped and set like that, right?
Yes.
So, if in doubt, hairdry your chocolate, okay, guys?
Okay.
And put a plaster on it.
Yes. You do me a favour and keep your eye on its head. Oh wow, that's rising really quick. I've got another batch of this left, and that's going to fill that to the brim. We've got enough chocolate. Oh, it's not dripping by much. I've just poured in about a kilo of chocolate, Bet. That's okay.
Oh, I don't want to look.
That's all right. Okay, I'm going to do the last pour to hopefully bring it up to the feet level. You can see it dribbled out a little bit more, but then all of a sudden, it's sort of stuck. So unless there's a huge explosion, this should be it. Oh, not quite enough chocolate.
Oh my gosh, so nearly there.
I need like one more bar. Here we go, last little bit going in. Oh my gosh. Come on. Oh, I've got to fill it up so it fills that foot out. That is now 3.8 kilos of chocolate. I cannot believe that is holding all of that weight. Look at the box bowing. That bodge has actually worked. It's holding it up. I think we can agree that's not something you see every day, but whilst that's been doing its thing, the ears have just been sat there and they're set already. But I'm just going to have to leave them, and obviously that's going to take a lot longer. I've no idea how long it's going to take, but we'll get a really good set on it. I'll stick my ears onto there once we get it out. You see me buy the wrapper, so hopefully the next thing you see will be a giant bunny, and I went to drink this then. Good morning. Time-wise, this has been my longest video ever to make. This has been the 10th day, and I've kind of learnt to understand silicone. One, that I'll never probably use it with polystyrene again, and if it was something plastic or something else, it would probably have worked perfect. But we don't need the sievey thing anymore. A new sieve has arrived. The molds came off fine. They're not perfect, as I'll show you, but I'm really happy. Let's decorate it. Here it is. How amazing does that look? You are really, this is a 4 kilo bunny. That's what I tried to write on the sides there. It's just all come together. How cool does that little bell look with the felt? It's just blooming awesome. And of course, the thing I like about it, I actually am a big believer that all Easter eggs, anything, any around, hollow chocolate is pointless. It's cheap, it's a way out for a lot of these companies. Chocolate should be wholesome, whole and some, and that is some. I believe that. So forget the evolution, forget dad, forget mum, forget the little baby one. This is where it's at. Oh no! Some of my Sharpie's gone on his head. But there we go. Nom 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 nom. My bunny is done. I'm gonna have to just eat the ear right at the top where I didn't even actually put any marker. Don't put marker on it, or at least triple layer it. I only did one layer. But you can see the mould actually did pretty well. It's got all the features, even the marker pen. I missed the eye a little bit, but the ears, you know, the silicone mould there, we had problems with it, but it bonded on, it stuck on well. I'm really, really happy with it. I kind of don't want to eat it. I will. Oh. Oh, you got a little chunk there missing on your ear. I feel like Mike Tyson. It's chocolate, innit? Wow, this would make a really naughty Easter egg for one of you. Just one person, okay, serves one. So there we go, massive chocolate bunny in the bag. Boston, what a heck of an epic journey. Please subscribe if you're not already. Check out 1,500 videos here on the channel and have a marathon if you want to watch more giant food. Any suggestions, let me know down below. And yeah, it's all about portion control.
Check your level, player. No matter what your style, the kitchen's for me. Simon's moustache, goatee, maybe all three.
I wish I could have your job.
You wish you could have my job?
Yeah. You could swap with me.
Swap? You're a school kid.
Yeah, but you go to school and love maths.
I would like going to school, that would be cool.
And I would like being a cook.